Caffari here in the Fastnet finish here in Plymouth, and so quick. Just take us back to Sunday, only 2 days ago. What was it like at the start? Because it was really busy.
It was hugely busy outside Cowes with that many boats all jostling to test out the start line and get in place. And with us having the first start in the Rolex Fastnet, we really had to make sure we got the start we wanted right without upsetting anybody else. But it was a great start. And we really worked hard right from the gun to really work the shallow water, so we were out the adverse current to get a good getaway, and it's paid off for us. And I think that motivation carried through for the whole race.
Must have been great to be alongside a boat twice your size, Spindrift too.
It was amazing to see Spindrift there. It really lifted the spirits on board at Oman Air, and even the skipper Sidney Gavigno was getting excited, and it kept us focused because we could still see Bank Populaire and Spindrift at the Rock when we rounded yesterday lunchtime. So to be that close after that many miles, we knew that we just had to keep working hard.
What's it like on a boat of this size? Everything just is so much faster and so quicker. I mean, you're here in 2 days.
The acceleration on a Mod 70 is phenomenal, and I think everybody could see that as the multi-hulls left the Solent so quickly. But it doesn't stop there. It's that apparent wind goes forwards as the boat accelerates, and really, literally, you're just feeling like you're upwind sailing all the time, being buffeted by 30 knots of wind. Which case I think we actually really only saw 22 knots as the top wind speed, but it was great conditions. A little bit bumpy in the middle of the Irish Sea, and Raya, our new Omani crew on board, found that a little bit uncomfortable, but she found her feet as soon as we hoisted that Jennica and started our mad dash back again.
Now, you've been called the fairy godmother of the girls from Oman because you are looking after them. How is she doing? Raya, obviously it's the first Omani sailor to take part, female sailor to take part in the race.
Well, Raya finished the race with a huge smile on her face, so I think that tells me that the job was done well. Being a fairy godmother, maybe it's because I'm making dreams come true, but I'm hoping now she'll be so excited about what she's experienced and go back and tell all her salty sea dog stories to the girls in Oman Sail and the women's programme, but also the other Omanis, and encourage them into the sport of sailing because it can be exciting, and she's just living proof of how exciting it can be.
Now, you've been working out on this race on the pedestal, haven't you? On the winch.
It was noticed that my main position for most of the race, thankfully it was only a few hours, was grinding the pumps. But I trained in the gym in advance because I have experience of how tough these boats can be, and I knew I had to pull my weight. These guys are big sailors that work in these types of boats all the time, so I wanted to prove that I could justify my position and also show Raya what's involved in a professional team and how physical it is and how continuous it is. So hopefully I didn't let them down, and fingers crossed the performance and the result will show that.
Was it enjoyable? And how does that rate in your list of Fastnets and racing?
Well, this was my 6th Rolex Fastnet, and it was fabulous. It's right up there at the top of the list. A great team atmosphere on board Oman Air, fantastic boat to sail, and it's really lovely having that international crew. I think we had a really good mix of flavours and focus and determination to do well, and if the results show it, then everyone's going to be happy.
Because there's a list of rock stars really. I mean, you, Damien Fox, all round the world sailor, Neil obviously done it 7 times, and Sydney as well. So quite a good bit of talent at the back of the boat.
Well, I was really excited to get my place and get to sail alongside these sailors. So for the Omanis, just to realise how much experience was around them was really cool. And I think we added up, we had 23 round the world between us on board. So we were pretty confident that we could get to the Rock and back.
So what about those poor boats which are still heading towards the Fastnet? You saw 1 or 2 of them coming back. What does it feel like to be waving at them?
Well, we absolutely hurtled across the Irish Sea back towards Plymouth at 30 knots, and we looked on the tracker and we saw a wall of 30 boats on the tracker all heading in the opposite direction, and we were at hearts in mouth because we knew we had to cross that fleet, and we weaved our way through and waved at people and tried not to scare them. But I'm sat here enjoying beautiful sunshine in Plymouth, and the wind has really dropped, and I've looked on the tracker and so is everyone's boat speed. So I think now is when their Rolex Fastnet race gets a little bit longer.
Caffari, thank you.
Pleasure.